Welcome to another Shooting Blanks Entertainment Presents the Commentators Podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
I'm Ryan.
And today we are talking Star Wars because of the new Blu-ray release and the Rogue One trailer.
Yeah.
What did that alarm sound like in the trailer?
It sounded like a duck.
Okay, yeah, yes, that freaked me out. So it looked like
It wasn't quite a pig. You sounded like a pig now.
that doesn't sound like a pig.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a goose.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Being
goose.
a bit of a
It sounds like a goose saying
What pigs
oink.
have you been around?
It sounds like a goose saying oink.
It's a goose saying, oi,
Or boy, yeah.
Oi, come here.
oi, come here.
No,
Give me some
yeah,
bread.
that alarm did sound really bad.
It was, oh God.
I watched it with,
It was alarming.
boo,
Get the fuck out of Juan's house.
Boo.
Can I say that? Juan, it's your house. But
Yeah, it's my
Get the fuck out of Juan's house.
We're in Juan's house.
In the words of Harrison Ford, get the fuck out of my house.
Oh my God, yes. Get the fuck out of my house.
So yeah, first thoughts on the trailer? Like initial thoughts?
I liked seeing the new characters. That, especially because I didn't recognize the female lead. Is she in anything?
Like the actress?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she looked familiar. Her name's Felicia Jones, Felicia Day.
Jones is right. That's all,
Jones?
I know that much.
Yeah,
Okay.
Felicity Jones.
Okay.
That
That's what
sounds
it is.
right. It sounds familiar.
The name
I don't know
sounds
from
like
where.
it's been in stuff, but I have no idea.
But when I heard Forrest Whitaker and then saw him, I was like, yes.
Yes.
And I keep forgetting his name from the
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, from the Ant-Man movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were talking about last time, is he going to be doing space martial arts or space karate? He was totally doing space karate. And it made me so happy.
Excuse me.
I really want to see how they're going to incorporate that, because there has to be a backstory to that. It can't just be he's going to show up and everybody's shooting blasters and he's just going to randomly start whooping ass.
Oh, it seemed like he just was randomly whooping ass.
Yeah, but like Star Wars has this history of always having a backstory to everything, like a history behind everything that they don't necessarily explain. That you might have to go to books or something.
every
Yeah, that
species
stuff
or every
comes out later,
culture and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and that's one of the things that I like about Star Wars is it's such a huge world, or worlds.
That's why this whole movie is going to be awesome, because you're finally seeing something that doesn't take place with like the Skywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
We've
didn't
got
see a
new
lot of
stormtroopers, the Death Troopers.
Yeah,
Troopers.
with the
Oh
black
my
helmets. That was badass.
Those
Yes.
guys look pretty cool. Pretty crazy.
I've been hearing that they're like a special unit.
Yeah, I heard like a
which is why we don't really see them in the movies.
Yeah. It was really cool to see, like, when the Stormtroopers came out, the normal ones, just to see the old helmet. I don't know. I'm expecting Force Awakens.
that was jarring.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's the old helmet. That's
Nice.
really cool.
Even the AT-ATs,
Yeah. Oh,
working
man.
in working condition,
when they popped out at the end.
tearing down the troops.
Very cool.
I like that shows one thing in the trailer, that they're doing a lot of attention to detail. That a big thing in the prequels was that they didn't pay too much attention to the other movies, so they didn't connect. But the fact that they did go back and say, okay, we have to use the helmets that they used during the original movies.
That's a very obvious one, though.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff in the prequels that would have seemed very obvious that they just passed up.
I would say, like, what you're saying, like, their attention to detail is, like, when they're in the Rebel base and who I assume is Mon Mothma talking to everyone.
Yep.
The background screens look exactly the same.
Yep.
Like, that's good attention to detail. The clothes look similar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff that's the attention to detail that's really cool.
Someone let me know that actress playing Mon Mothma in the trailer
Yep.
played her in episode 3
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I was telling Kramer
in a
yesterday.
bit part. Yeah, so
We talked a little bit about it. What do you think of the main actress so far? She seemed...
It's kind of hard to tell from the trailer.
yeah, we didn't get a lot out of her.
Yeah. Other than, yes, sir, with her accent. Or what'd she say?
I
Something?
rebel.
I noticed that she had like a nice. It was attitude,
Sass.
sass. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
like there should be a lot of
Juan
like
likes
finger
the word
snapping.
sass.
I love the word sass.
There should be like finger snapping all over the place. Mm-hmm. I want every line that she has. There has to be a finger snap.
Forrest is going to be intense.
Yeah, he is.
I read that he may be being someone without with a missing leg or something.
Yeah, he would look
And
like
that
he was in a
kinda
suit, right?
they're saying like he looks like he has almost like something to help him breathe, like on his
If there
neck.
was someone fucked up like that, it'd be Forrest Whitaker.
Right?
Well, he has the
Because
the face for it.
He's a very physical actor. You
Well,
know,
yeah.
he portrays a lot.
And
with
he's
his,
limping, and he's carrying. He has like a stick that he's holding, and as you see him walk towards you, you could see the limp,
the Force Whitaker eye.
and he's got the Forrest Whitaker eye.
It's a call a lazy eye, motherfuckers. I have one too.
No, what?
What?
No, you don't. No,
No,
you don't.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone
For the
has
podcast audience, he was pointing at his eyes. Well, we all have. Like,
yeah, everyone has an eye that's slightly smaller than the other eye, but Forticus Whitaker level is different.
Forticus. I like Forticus. I like that.
Forticus. It's called the Forticus.
Forticus Whitaker.
Forticus whiskers.
Forticus Whiskers.
Forest whiskers.
Forest Whiskers. But yeah, like he in terms of
We didn't get to see Mads though. Is it Mikkelsen or?
Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, we didn't get to see him in the trailer.
No, we didn't. But Ben Middleton plays that dude in the white.
in the white. Who's
Who
like the villain?
Fuck is that guy? Because he looks amazingly cool.
He's like the villain of the movie. I think.
Yeah, he looks the only person in there in full on white
He looks like he should be
with a cape,
He should be a pay grade above like Tarkin.
right? Do you think we're gonna see Tarkin?
Well, there was a big rumors going alongside with Darth Vader being in the movie
Yeah, I've heard those rumors.
was that they were going to digitally recreate
Tarkin?
Tarkin
Yeah,
because that
'cause
actor
he's
passed
dead.
away. So they were going to use a new actor to play the part and then use CGI to
make it look like him.
make
That's
it
kinda
look
cool.
completely like him.
I kind of don't want Darth Vader in this movie, and I know that's probably not a popular opinion.
We do have a Sith Lord.
There's gonna be a Sith Lord in there.
Well, we see it in the trailer.
We see some guy in
White. There's like a white chamber that he's
Yeah,
in.
and there's Imperial guards,
The red
in the
ones.
red cloaks, and then there's someone in a black hood going up to this like chamber,
And they're kneeling.
and they're kneeling. Yeah,
The red guards are like a big giveaway for Emperor Palpatine.
yeah, because he only has those. There's the
Yeah.
Imperial guards.
Okay. So, but is the guy in the cloak probably Palpatine, or is it just probably another? This can't be a
possible.
new
I don't know.
Sith.
Man, it'd be awesome if we got him again. Do it.
Direct. Well, because like the whole idea that there's only supposed to be two Sith at a time, and during the entire after Episode 3, it should just be Vader and Palpatine.
Well, yeah, I guess I said Sith Lord, but
Well,
there's a Dark Force user, right? It's
okay, I thought you meant like a new Sith Lord or something.
No, okay, well,
Do you think that was not Palpatine, but maybe like, maybe Vader in a hood?
I don't
Bowing down to
know why would they
Palpatine?
put him in a... There's no reason for him to be in a hood.
Yeah, because his outfit's so out there, but I don't know.
Well, I kind of want less, like, especially because we were talking about how we're going away from, all the other main
Skywalkers.
characters. Yes, the Skywalkers. I kind of want less Jedi in this one.
Apparently, there's supposed to be no Jedi in this one.
Yeah,
But they never said anything about Sith.
They did
That's
it.
a good point,
Which
yeah.
you should probably see them because I mean that's
Which we
basically
can-
it's the rule of the Sith.
We can
at
have
this point.
Sith, but we can have Sith or Dark Jedi, whatever. But we don't need lightsabers per
Yeah.
se.
okay.
You know, which Vader never needs to pull out a lightsaber if he's even on the screen.
That's true.
Why would he? Why would he? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was thinking if we're going to see Force users because of Donnie Yen's character, because when he's coming out, it looks like when he's hitting that stormtrooper, his eyes are closed. My first thought is he's blind.
He is.
And then okay, cool. So then maybe he's some kind of Force user, and that's how he can,
That would
he's
explain.
Force sensitive at some point. Maybe
Yeah.
he's not as much as like a Jedi.
Because the first image that they released of them, there's a visual cue of his eyes being
Being
kind of
closed?
whited out.
Oh, okay.
Which is a very obvious.
Yeah.
That would be
staple
cool
or-
to think like of that they are going away from like the Force users, because in like the prequels, the Jedi are everywhere, or at least Force users are everywhere, and to think that they're by the time Episode 4 rolls around, that there's only Obi-Wan and Palpatine, Darth Vader, and Skywalker. To think that now it's dwindled to just 4.
Well, according to Rebels, there's a handful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on top of that too, I mean, Force sensitive people are going to be there always.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being Force sensitive and being a Jedi.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yes.
even if there's no Jedi, there will always be Force sensitive people somewhere.
And I would love for his character to be that, because that would also explain a lot. Well, no, I guess the martial arts wouldn't be explained by that, because I was going to say, because in the prequels, there's a lot of like martial arts style wushu choreography with the way they use the lightsabers.
Yeah.
And it's cool that they kind of brought that back for him. But I want to see like that's the part I'm interested in, is to see the backstory behind that. Like, is he Was he being trained by Jedi, but he's not really a Jedi, and that's why he has the martial arts kind of skills?
I saw a theory that he might be a monk.
I mean, we do. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of warrior cultures in Star Wars, so that could just be one of the things.
It's in that scene you can see other people dressed in similar red robes around him, and maybe the stormtroopers are attacking whatever monk. What do they call it? Their temples? Maybe like a temple or some point that he's
I get
there.
what you're saying. Yeah.
What I really want to see is I keep forgetting what they're called. What Boba Fett and
Mandalorians.
I want to see more stuff with Mandalorians because they're supposed to be a warrior race.
Yeah, it's one of the things I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I want like if we go into like with these movies, not the main ones like 7, 8, and 9, but the other movies like Rogue One and whatever they might come up with. I want to see a lot more backstory into the Mandalorians and the other things that were hinted at in the Star Wars universe, but we never really went into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Mandalorians are weird because there are not a lot of them in the time during the Empire series trilogy.
Yeah, from what like I've read, they were a big like race of like warrior clans that all came together. So they're all people of different like races.
I think Mandalore might have been one of the planets that was wiped out.
Yeah, and then Mandalore gets wiped out, and in like, granted, this is not canon anymore.
Yeah, this is from like the books, right?
Yeah, and then in the Old Republic, to dismantle like the Mandalorians, Revan fights their leader, kills him, and he takes the sacred mask of his and hides it. Without the mask, they're not unified, and they all kind of split up. And so in the time of like Boba Fett and stuff, there's not much around, and everyone's doing their own thing, and they're not they don't have the same culture anymore.
I really hope I don't know how I feel about this because a lot of people have been saying one of the other offshoot movies that they want is a Boba Fett spinoff.
Boba could be in this movie.
He could be,
huh?
You know what? And speaking of Boba Fett, I would love to just see more bounty hunters in general.
Yeah.
I want to see Bosk. I want to see IG-88. Like more Bosk because he's a reptile dude in a suit, in a weird like spacesuit.
That species was in a couple of story arcs in the Clone Wars TV show.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I read that he was also. It also was a thing from Star Trek. The suit he's wearing, I think.
Oh, really?
Is from Star Trek. It's the exact same suit that they just borrowed.
Just borrowed like, hey guys, we're running low on budget. You got any spare like costumes you can give us?
Yeah, because he wears it. You only see him in the movie like for all of 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, just one good clear shot of him.
Yep. So I would love
if we're not getting bounty hunters. I'm wondering if the Death Troopers are going to sort of be that antagonist to the group, the group antagonist to the group of heroes.
Death Troopers just sound cool.
Death Troopers.
I remember hearing the term Shadow Trooper.
I wonder what kind of weapons they have. Death weapons.
Weapons that cause death?
Yeah.
No more stun things? I don't know.
What do you think the other two movies are going to... Because there's supposed to be 6 movies in total that they're coming out with, right? Or is it 5?
That's what they've announced.
Yeah.
The 6 or 5?
We don't even know what they're planning right now.
It could be more.
We got 3 episode trilogy movies, right? And then we have 3 anthology movies, which are spin-offs.
The anthology ones, I keep hearing people saying that they want either a Han Solo, like young Han Solo.
That's confirmed.
It's already coming.
That one's confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the next anthology movie, which is 2019.
And then the other one that people were talking about was
18.
a Boba Fett movie.
No.
But I don't want that.
It might be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'd rather have Obi-Wan than
It might be just Kenobi
than
movie.
Boba Fett.
And you know what? Ewan McGregor has... I just read something like last week about him. Someone asked him, hey, if they wanted you to come back for Star Wars, would you do it? And things like that. And he was like, well, I'm kind of can't really say anything about that. So everyone was kind of like, oh, what does that mean? Like, and that's all he said. He just,
I would love for you. He's my favorite part of the prequels.
He's the best part.
It's a horrible way of trying to cover it up, though. Like, I can't talk about this.
That's all celebrities can say these days.
Yeah,
though.
it's just I can't talk about
that.
Which means he's had
even if something. Then
even if
the
they're not
rumor's
going to
true that you're trying to get that role, I can't talk about it.
Wink.
He's like gives a little thumbs up on the side. They're like, did you just give me a thumbs up? No. Thumbs up.
Now you're giving me the middle finger. I think that would be really cool, though.
Yeah, it could totally be set in between the trilogies.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared of a young Han Solo movie though. I really
It's a
am.
weird thing, definitely. I mean, it's kind of
It's got. I don't know. Just the idea of it.
like it felt
scares me.
okay to kind of leave the character
Yeah.
after Force Awakens.
I know. I don't need to know anything else.
Well, also the attitude of like Han. I think the only actor who really gets it right is Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to get another actor who acts the same way he does, looks similar. And that's the one thing that like weirds me out with some movies when they go back and forth in time, because then you have to find an actor who looks like that actor and acts like that actor, sounds like him.
Yeah.
Because Han wasn't that. If they're going around the same time that New Hope was, they kind of
Well,
have
it's
to.
not going to be around the same time because it's a younger actor.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like younger.
So it's like,
I imagine they're gonna go around and they're gonna talk about how he met Chewie, the Kessel Run, and I don't know. I don't know what else they could
12 parsecs.
do. Yeah.
Do we get to see the Chewie's family that are left behind? The one he abandoned.
His abandoned family.
Or is that the one where he gets put into indentured servitude? Like Han saves his life and now he has like a life
He's
debt
like,
to
oh
Han.
man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Are they just friends or is like fuck? This guy like I owe
It's
this
both.
guy. It's
That's how
both?
it started, I'm sure. I think that's how it
And
would
then
have
they just
started.
became friends.
And then they just became friends.
Yeah.
I want to
It's-
see that.
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, that's terrible. You're so great. I want to see like a suspense movie now where like Han just has Chewie tied up in like a room until Chewie like sides with him. Braden watches him and Han Solo shows up every day. He's like, "You will forget your family. You will come with me and surf the galaxy."
We are best friends as he's like waterboarding him. We are best friends. He's like,
All right, guys, it's going real dark.
say it, Chewie, best friends.
I kind of want to see this now. It's like a mix of Star Wars and Saw.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God. I've always thought that one of the anthology films should be like from the perspective of the villains.
Yes.
Like Stormtroopers. I really want like a war film with Stormtroopers.
And that's what I really liked about Force
That would be so
Awakens is
cool.
they started off with Finn coming out,
Yeah.
being like one of the Stormtroopers.
there was like a little glimpse
Yeah,
of
you
what
get
it's
that
like for them.
perspective of
Yeah.
a stormtrooper,
And I want more of that.
I want to see like something like the current Star Wars comics are doing Vader Down.
Vader
Have you heard
down?
of that? Vader Down.
What do you
It's
mean?
Vader and Palpatine end up like crashing without. I haven't read it, but I know at least I've read a little bit of it.
Oh, that was a short story, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like a miniseries.
and it's a miniseries, and they crash.
He's just taking out rebels.
and
like-
they're surrounded. Like it's literally them two.
I thought it was just him.
I'm pretty sure Palpatine was there, but he's not fighting.
Okay. Of course not.
And yeah, he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And he crashes, and he's just surrounded by rebel troops, like 100, plus to 1, and he's just taking them out. Just like the last thing I remember reading was he was telling them that all he can sense, like even though they're surrounding him, he's like all I sense is fear, and all I see is dead men. And he's like with the Force pulling people's keys off of their belts so that people are just blowing up.
Holy
and
shit.
he's just fucking brutal.
That comic, all these comics coming out right now are canon.
Yeah.
Or at least they're trying to be. I heard there's a little inconsistency, but they're trying to be canon. And they are officially canon.
I would love to see like
That would be really cool.
Vader being Vader. Like
That seems like if they were to do that, it would be like. Have you seen all the Chronicles of Riddick movies?
no.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you seen the most recent one where
Riddick.
it's just Riddick by himself on a
Yeah.
planet, and he's like learning to survive, and the way he does it is like he befriends he finds a monster who dies and he saves its pups, and he
Oh.
raises one of the pups to help him.
Stockholm
And-
syndrome.
Yeah, and he uses that. He uses like that pup to take down other monsters, and like he figures out like how to grow things in there. Mm-hmm. And it's if you're expecting like one of the other Chronicle of Riddick movies, like the movie I think it's called Chronicles of Riddick, is
Yeah,
where
the very action oriented one.
yeah
that
the one
was
with the
really
huge
out there.
world, and it kind of seemed like Guardians. Like Guardians seem to take from that. Like
Yeah, it was very expansive, sort of.
yeah. But then the other ones just feel like they're all inclusive into that one world of him.
I
being
love
just there.
the universe of Riddick.
Yeah, it's
a
big,
lot.
but they don't go into any of it. Like because all of it is spent on him, like crash landed on planets.
Yeah, I mean he's the center of the universe in that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But in the way that movie takes place, that would be it would be really cool to see a Vader movie like that, where he's somewhere and he has to like learn to survive. Although I guess it would be a lot different for like a Jedi. It wouldn't be more like, I'm going to live off the planet.
I'd like to see him just taking out, searching for Jedi, any last ones, and just, I don't know, fighting the rebellion.
It would be cool
just
for them
to see his power.
It'd be cool for them to adapt the Force Unleashed video game storyline.
I don't know the Force Unleashed.
Go on.
Isn't that, actually, I take that back. All I know is that the Force Unleashed is one of the guys. Is his name Starkiller?
Yes, that's his.
He's like
code name.
He was supposed to be Vader's apprentice.
He is his apprentice,
and then he disowns him or something like that.
No, so it starts off with him hunting Jedi, like we'd love to see, and he comes across one that is so powerful that it leads him to like the Wookiee home planet.
Oh,
I think, and he finds the source, and it's a child, and the child's father defends him but dies. Vader kills him, and he takes the child as his apprentice, and that's the character you play as in the game, which is Sam Witwer.
Oh, okay.
Who I don't know how to tell him who he is. And
Sam Witwicky from Transformers.
So he raises him from a child to adulthood in the ways of the Sith and all that. But then the story kind of puts a crutch in it by having him being torn between the light and the dark. And
see, that would be a really cool storyline to incorporate and stuff.
But the first level in that game is probably one of the best things you ever play in the video game, because you play as Darth Vader in the first level.
Yeah,
and you just wreck the Wookiee homeworld.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it's just because like stuff that I'm into, but I'm super into like past and like stories, especially in Star Wars. That make an anthology movie that's just completely separate and just do the Old Republic. Anything from
Something
the Old
like
Republic.
thousands of years prior.
Oh yeah, something that's not gonna mess with the current storyline, but you could still stretch out and do whatever you wanted, because none of that stuff will affect like anything.
Something like Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
I want to
man.
see
KOTOR.
Revan. I want to see, Darth Bane. See where the rule of two comes from.
Yeah.
Do the Darth Bane trilogy.
Yeah, the where it's only two Sith.
Yeah.
Like how that originated from.
And that's all.
Because it wasn't always two. It'd be crazy
Yeah.
to see like 6, 7,
It
8,
was
9.
No, it was like the Sith were super huge, but there was always infighting, and Darth Bane in some like war killed all of them.
Okay, yes,
he was the last remaining Sith.
That's something that always got me whenever in the prequels they were talking about like how like we wiped out the Sith and they used to be controlling the universe, but there's only two of them. And so I was like, how did you guys had to battle like two people? Although I guess that's what 4, 5, and 6 are basically.
Yeah, well, thousands of years ago, the Sith were a race of like aliens, and they were taught how to use the Force, I think.
Interesting.
And through the Empire back then, the Sith just became Dark Force users.
What is Darth Maul like species wise?
Oh, what Ryan? I'm pretty sure you know this because
It's in the Clone Wars. I forget what he's called.
I can't remember what he's called either.
Because if that was the race that the Sith were,
the Sith are red and they have like tendril, like weird things coming from their cheeks.
Wait, what's going on?
I have the headphones on, and I don't know if you guys heard this, but I just heard
Maybe that's just breathing.
it sounded like Darth Vader, and I was like,
Too much Sith talk.
There's like ghosts if you keep talking about them.
Yeah, right. Start seeing them.
Hey, let's stop.
part of the table just falls off because it's been cut by a lightsaber.
I can't remember what Darth Maul's race is called.
They look like
neither.
fucking demons.
Someone's yelling at us and they're like, "It's this, you idiot! It's this! Oh my god, why am I still listening?"
But he does have like not a blood brother, but a brother in the Clone Wars. You saw him,
Yeah.
Savage.
Oppress.
They called him Savage.
Savage.
Savage Oppress.
Is it a French species?
He's
No.
very French. Why was he wearing that little French hat then? He kept smoking cigarettes. Kept saying how art is so good.
But I don't know where we're going with that.
No, I'm distracted by French Darth Maul now. I just imagine Darth Maul like, and and he's like at a cafe drinking a little like macchiato.
A macchiato. Hey, have y'all seen the fan-made film, the Darth Maul fan-made film?
I haven't seen that yet.
Not yet, no.
Oh, it's really cool. You should guys watch it.
I heard the action in that was really good, like the choreography.
It's very good. I thought they did a really good job of that.
Oh, I was going to touch up on this earlier when you guys were talking about the possibility of more of a Darth Vader movie, because one of the things I liked about Darth Maul, and one of the reasons I hated they took him away, was his fight scenes. Like, his fight scenes were really intricate and really cool.
Yeah.
Whereas with Darth Vader, the only time you really get to see him be really badass is in Episode 5, right before he cuts off Luke's hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, where he's, like, throwing shit off the walls. And,
Oh, yeah.
Like, that
Just
action
everything.
was badass. And even in Episode 6, when they go up against each other, it's more just, like, awkward walking around with Luke hiding. There's not as much of the action. You don't get to see Darth Vader really go all out.
Yes.
And then Luke has like a lot of the upper hand too this time in that fight.
Only one.
And they never really like.
No, not other hand.
Not the head that fell off.
I'm sure the
He's got
fact
robot
that
hands better.
it was made in the 70s, 80s, and it was a lower budgeted movie than we get today. You know, no CGI stuff like that. They couldn't really
that's the cool
explore
part that I want to
aspect.
see now is like now
Yeah.
we have the technology
Yeah.
because he's supposed to be the most powerful Jedi in the
Sith.
universe. Well, Sith in the universe, but like the most powerful Force user in the universe.
I guess
We
he
don't
would
really
be
get
the
to
most
see it.
powerful Jedi because he was a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never really get to see him go like, the whole.
Yeah, we never get to really see it.
That's why a Vader movie would be amazing. A Vader being
Yeah.
Vader.
Yeah.
I want to see him like Goku style power up, like and like the crater just form from under him.
I want to see him
No,
bring
I
down.
don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that?
I want to
I
see.
would look-
No, I want to see him bring down starships.
Yes, or
with the
something like
Force.
that.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Star Destroyer. He's just pulling it from the sky. Like, oh my god.
That would be so cool. Like there's an army
You could do
charging
that.
at him,
you
and he
do-
just grabs.
There's a
Starship.
moment in The Force Unleashed that you do that as Starkiller.
See,
Nice.
how
That's
cool
good.
is that?
I would love for them to adapt the storyline that's going on in Rebels, which is
Oh yeah,
spoilers for Star Wars Rebels.
I know the ending. I've been keeping up with it, even though I haven't watched it.
I don't know the ending
Oh,
of
okay,
the
never
second
mind
season.
then.
I don't know how. I just know the beginning conflict of him and once again, spoiler for Star Wars Rebels.
Which I'm gonna watch after reading this last season about this season. I'm gonna watch this now.
Anakin had spoiler alert for Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. They're both television shows. Anakin had a Padawan during the Clone Wars. You knew this already, right, Kramer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that Padawan makes it into the Rebels show when he's Darth Vader.
Nice.
So you can see how interesting that could be.
Yeah, see, that would be really cool.
wanna
I
see
could
that.
do that. Like
for
watch
the anthology
that.
movies.
Yeah,
That's the part that I really want to go well because like I'm excited for the other Star Wars movies, but I guess the anthology is something that I'm really excited in because if they went ahead and deleted like all the other what was supposed to be canon, like all the books and stuff that are no longer canon, they have to create new canon, or at least I would like them to. Like, are they writing new books and everything?
yeah. Aftermath came out, which takes place right after Return of the Jedi, I think.
Yes. I think that's correct.
There's like two other books.
They're
that
writing
also
books
came
for
out.
like the shows as
Yeah.
well prior to what the shows
But
are
what's
doing.
cool too is that they can pick and choose stories that were really, really cool in the old stuff. In the old,
I mean, they
the old
adapted
canon.
so much for Episode 7.
Yeah, I
You know?
mean, they've already done. They're picking and choosing, and without wiping out all that old continuity, they can just make something really cool. Yeah. But I had a really good point. Now I lost it. Never mind. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It was good. It was bringing it back to Rogue One, and I lost. Oh, it was what you're saying. You know how we have the technology to do this? Shouldn't we be able to do cool stuff? Well, do you think that will affect the old timey look of where this is supposed to take place,
No, because
of where Rogue One's supposed to take place?
by old timey, do
Like-
you mean like looking like 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, well, at least if it's going to be around right before 4,
I'm sure it'll
do you
have
think
that
our
as-
technology is and like our way of doing things now will affect making it look
Like the feel of the
that
movie,
time?
it still has the same feel.
To have it have the same feel?
Force Awakens did a great job with that. Like the way
Yeah,
they
but-
filmed everything on film. They brought the puppets back. The way they like aesthetically, and I know people were
it
making
has
fun
the
of.
same aesthetic and the same. It could tell it's set in that universe.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with it, but when you're bringing that up, that made me question it because there's just going to be new stuff that I'm sure people are just going to be like, well, that's not very.
I mean, it is
Star
going to be
Wars-like.
very new. Like, so it is good to keep an open mind about that aspect because it's going to be a lot of stuff we didn't see back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even new territory.
Yeah.
Literally.
And even then, like, if it takes place on different planets, the planets could be so varied that it doesn't need to look like what one planet was on Episode 4. Because on Episode 4, we only really land on Tatooine?
You're on Tatooine, and then you're on Yavin 4 on the Rebel
But
base.
not really. You're just in the Rebel
You're
base.
just in the
Yeah,
Rebel
like a
base.
lot of it took place in the spaceships. In fact, a lot of the originals, the 4, 5, and 6, were in ships.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of world exploration.
Just until we got to Endor.
There was Dagobah.
the swamp, and Endor, and
There was a little bit of a Hoth, you know.
Hoth, yeah.
Yeah, but even those were very, like, isolated climates. Like,
I always
Yeah.
pictured it as like, why does one planet have the same
One climate. That's it.
yeah.
Tatooine is just all sand. The whole planet's just desert.
That's why no one likes it.
damn
Can't
it.
get away from it.
Hoth, no one goes there because it's an ice
And
planet.
then they found out there's another one, Jakku.
yeah. Endor is just a forest planet. Well, it's a forest moon. Mm-hmm. No.
No. Endor is a
Is the
planet.
moon. Okay.
What?
Yeah, Endor is a planet. They were on the forest moon of Endor.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't remember.
Yeah, they were on it was a moon. It wasn't like it was a moon. I think if you think about like Jupiter is so big that their moon would be like almost Earth size-ish.
Yeah.
I think.
It'd be moon wouldn't be Earth size-ish, but
Well, no, they're
Jupiter's
huge.
not that big compared to Earth. Like it's not that
you
much
fit, like,
bigger.
Yeah,
like
it is.
what our,
Plus
you think
Earths
what you
into
think what our
Jupiter?
really like what our moon is to us is what Earth is to Jupiter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Like that's what you always see like the solar
I
system
haven't looked
models.
at the solar system
They're
in like 12 years.
Dot, giant fucking circle, smaller giant fucking circle, ball, dot.
I always thought Saturn was closest to it. Saturn's closest to the size, right?
What?
Because Saturn is closest to the size of Jupiter.
Yeah.
Because of it's huge.
Well, it's a gas giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, which always kind of freaked me out. And I want to see them land on kind of those kind of planets.
On a gas giant?
Land.
Yeah, because the whole planet is just like gas.
You
They
can't
just go
land.
through. They just go through slowly until they reach the bottom.
Then there's like the planet itself is one like ball of dirt.
No,
That's not a gas.
it's not very gas-like at all.
It's just a big ball of dirt. I mean, that's Earth. Earth is a big ball of dirt.
It's like a big ball of dirt with just a bunch of like sand flying around it. Anakin would not like that planet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I might cut that whole part. That's pretty terrible.
I think that's funny.
So
Okay.
back to Rogue One.
I don't
I got-
think there's a lot more we can cover on Rogue One.
The thing is that I don't know anything that's going to go on.
Yeah, we just know the main plot. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's just it's like when the first Force Awakens trailer came out. I was like, "This looks amazing." I have no idea what it's going to be about, and I
Yeah.
cannot guess anything from it. And that's it.
Do we want to talk about because you were saying that okay because the Blu-ray came out for Force Awakens. Excuse me. But there was that article that you were reading about plot holes.
Oh yeah, so the Huffington Post posted.
The Huffington Post posted this.
Yeah, I know it sounds dumb, but that's
Yeah, I was like,
that's what they do.
I imagined it was gonna be like
I
some.
actually they're just HuffPost now.
Is it the same thing? Is HuffPost the same as Huffington Post?
It's the same thing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're just trying to be trendy.
Oh, fuck them.
Calm
That's the
down.
stupid. No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever
It's
heard.
okay, good. We're starting off good.
Huffington. We're gonna change it to HuffPost because when all I can think is like Huff and Glue now. They want to be like cool with the kids, so Huffington.
What do the kids do? They huff glue, right?
Anything with tin at the end makes it sound like old British style or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I think we're too good. Huffington,
yeah.
Tintin. He had a dog. Let's
What?
not be like that.
What?
I don't know. That's where my brain went.
We couldn't follow.
He had adventures. Anyway, so they posted this article. You know, Tintin almost got killed.
Okay.
He's a fucking idiot. He survives on luck and luck alone.
Tintin and Johnny Quest were like alternate universes of each other. Or is that just me?
I don't know what Tintin is.
What?
Okay, don't.
Okay,
no,
we're not gonna go.
Don't.
No, we're not. We're not going there.
No.
I know I keep bringing it back up, but we're not going there.
Imagine like a French Johnny Quest.
British. British.
Is it British?
Yeah. No, he's not British. He's
Well, not French, but like the way they act is French.
he's
Okay.
Like European Johnny Quest.
Okay.
okay. Yeah, because
Okay.
he's from one of those weird European countries,
Good enough, I guess.
and he's got a dog.
Tintin.
It's a Scottish Terrier.
It's a Scottish cherry.
Ryan looks like fascinated every time we tell him like a new
Tell me
aspect
more
of
about
this.
the dog. His
he
name
also-
was Pasquale.
Come on, Huffpost.
It was Pasquale.
No, it's not. I just made that up.
Huffpost.
Okay.
Yeah, let's huff that post.
So when the movie came out, they did 40 unforgivable plot holes in The Force Awakens.
Their name was up for
It's weird. That means you're like
40
coming
is
up.
a lot.
That means they're coming up with shit.
I read this a long time ago, so I figured, yeah.
How many minutes long is the movie?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours?
It's a little over 2 hours.
So-
Like 220. I'll give it 220.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, in honor of the Blu-ray, I figured we'd go back to this because a lot of them don't make sense to me.
That's a lot of plot holes per capita.
It's a lot. And so, okay, I'll give you the first one.
And they're all legit. No.
They're from such a reputable source. Everyone believes them, right? So the first one I got is, okay, number one. To blow up the Death Star in A New Hope, they needed the Rebels needed a full-scale invasion force, as well as
I can already tell this is not going to work our
supernatural
time.
targeting skills of the most powerful force user in the galaxy, and all these like super plan to like destroy it. How come then in Force Awakens they just do it super easily?
Because they've done it before?
They do it. They blow up an even bigger base. So
Okay,
easily.
I'm going to start off by saying that the reactor needed to power something that big. When something like that goes haywire, of course it's going to fucking blow it up. It's like this. It was basically powered by a sun.
Yeah,
And
No, it was powered by a sun.
it was a sun.
Sorry.
You said basically. It's
Okay,
not
yeah,
basic.
it was powered by a sun. And like
Whose sun?
How many?
Finn said it.
Whose
It's
sun was
powered
it?
by the sun.
So, like stars are basically nuclear fission, which
Fission?
you take like it's different than fusion.
Oh, okay.
And
Fission.
I think I don't remember too well.
Now I want to go fishing.
Nuclear
Shut the
weapons.
fuck up, Ryan. I'm tired of eating your puns today.
That's not a pun.
That was a pun.
What?
That wasn't really a pun.
Want to go fishing?
If anything, it was a just good
I
choice
didn't
of words.
mean it like fishing, the word Fiss. I meant I want to go fishing now. Because he
No.
said fishing.
with fish.
It wasn't a pun.
The star,
He wants to kill me. He wants to kill me.
The star.
There's drool all in your beard because you're just yelling.
All right, let him go.
The stars are basically a whole bunch of like nuclear shit going on in terms of like when the nuclear reactor blows up, it's huge.
Yes.
So a sun,
The planet turns back into a sun.
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like if you ever have a nuclear reactor that's basically creating the amount of energy as a sun, if you destabilize that, of course it's gonna fucking blow up.
I'd like to add that they also in
That's
their,
not quite what that point was bringing up, though.
okay. To add to that, they say basically to kill Starkiller Base, all they needed was a janitor with no special skills, a few run-of-the-mill explosives, handheld explosives, and a couple not very difficult X-wing blaster strikes, and some moxie.
Not very difficult blaster strikes.
Yeah, doesn't he?
I'm sorry,
Cool.
they cannot take down Oscar Isaac's piloting skills.
I mean, he got down to like the core room,
Yeah.
and he started blowing up the inside.
So they're
of
basically
it, you know?
saying that like it was.
It
if-
wasn't-
If it was such a big deal to destroy the first Death Star, this one that's way bigger and powerful. Why did it seem so less easy to do?
No, because
and I hate that they're throwing in that we used the janitor with no skills.
it
to
wasn't
do it.
Finn. It was Phasma.
First Finn didn't even really do anything but get them in there.
Yeah,
He wasn't. I can't believe that he was a janitor either, especially since he had fighting skills. Like I don't know, all that stuff too.
Well,
I feel like they're just making up crap.
Yeah, a lot of people in the military have side jobs but that doesn't mean they're not trained to fight.
Yeah.
But to go on to the point of like the bigger it is, the harder it should be. No, the bigger it is, and the more like stuff that requires. Because to stabilize a nuclear reactor, you have to have several people working around the clock to make sure things aren't going haywire.
And it's really easy, like if you were blowing things up on the inside and the outside,
if something
that it could cause it to go off.
Yeah, if something is that big, trying to maintain the power of the sun, you would have to anything that goes wrong could instantly set it off. So if anything, it should be easier to because what's the saying with engineers? The more keep it simple and stupid, because the more complicated something is, the more easy it is for it to go wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Huff.
First one.
Okay.
Ryan?
I think it's really nonsensical.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to number 2.
And even if that is a point to bring up, who cares?
Yeah. This is why I think they're just nitpicking.
Movie.
Like, we're going to prove a lot of them, I think, wrong. Because some of them are so dumb.
It's one of the points like, didn't this guy move shit with his hands? What the fuck?
How did that guy move that stuff? That's not even... I don't know. Anyway, number 2. Han Solo loses track of his most prized possession, the Millennium Falcon, for more than a dozen years. He literally has no idea where it is. Like, when you lose your house, that's bad. But when you lose something on your planet, kiss it goodbye. And then when you lose something in the entire galaxy, just get on with your life. And yet, less than a minute after Rey pilots it, he finds it. He looks out the window and says, oh, there it is.
Okay, he was tracking it.
Exactly.
B, Star Wars is full of coincidences. That's how they propel the story forward.
Yeah.
It's the will of the Force.
If everything was based on this is a galaxy, will anybody ever run into each other? We'd never have a story.
He's been tracking it. I feel like that was the biggest thing that's explained. As soon as he meets him, like, if I was able to find you, someone else could too. He's been looking for it. I'm like, these people are not even watching the movie.
I mean, all movies have coincidences in them. It's all movies are.
And it's not as simple as they say where, oh yeah, he was out there already in space and was like, oh look, there goes my ship.
Yeah, I mean, no, not at all.
No, next.
Kylo Ren, a powerful Force user, fights a lightsaber duel with an ex-janitor.
We've already talked about this.
Who has never held a lightsaber.
Skip. Are we skipping that one? Because he got shot by Chewie's crossbow.
And Finn is a fighter. He's still trained.
Yeah.
And Kylo's still training.
And Kylo is still in training. And they have melee weapons, so he would have had some kind of training. Once again, it's fucking dumb.
And he was toying with him. So he let him take that hit on him.
And he still beat him.
Yeah.
It's not like he lost to him. He beat Finn at the end.
Well, and I feel like the big part of like him being hit by Chewie's crossbow, they even demonstrated how powerful it is.
It was a callback to discovering more things. It was totally a callback to when Vader cut off Luke's hand. Right? And it was almost identical, besides the fact that he didn't cut off Finn's hand. He got off a hit on his shoulder because he was going too easy on him. And then Vader got pissed and was like, "Oh hell no!" He took off the hand. Kylo got pissed. He sliced him in the back. You know.
Yeah,
it was the same
he was
thing.
Toying around with him.
Symmetry.
He didn't look serious. Okay, this one doesn't even have a description. They just wrote it. Rey becomes nearly as effective a Force user in a few hours as Luke Skywalker did in a few years.
Backstory.
Maybe
she's got training behind her.
That's the thing. She has. That's why she held up so good in the fight too.
I want to say a big part of that is they're eventually going to reveal that she's related to somebody.
Yeah, she's obviously a very powerful. The whole story was about these two very powerful Force users.
Yeah,
the Force awakening within them.
And I always go with still that Kylo unlocked this potential that she's already had. Maybe she's been using the Force kind of like Anakin did in his pod racing. He didn't know he was using the Force, but he's using it. Yeah. Well, she's been doing it her whole life, so she doesn't know.
It was the same thing for the main character in the Rebels show.
Yeah, and when he unlocks it by getting into her head, now it becomes more apparent that she knows. It's like, I'm sure you feel that power of like all of a sudden even more. And it's just a matter of trying to do it.
Yeah, it's just, it gets triggered.
Yeah.
Like a catalyst. The catalyst for the power awakening within her was somebody else using the Force on her.
Just because they're both as powerful as they were doesn't mean she was a Jedi. She's not, and he's not a Sith.
Yeah. Next one. Okay. Just minutes before Starkiller Base explodes, Supreme Leader Snoke tells Hux to go get Kylo Ren and take him off the planet. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to him, he had run into the woods, leaving no information of his whereabouts. But it's not a problem because apparently Hux has Kylo Ren GPS and goes right to the spot where they are and I guess saves them.
Skip.
I want to say it's not that big of a planet as they're making it out to be.
It's just, I feel like that's just nitpicking just to nitpick. It doesn't, I don't know. It don't make any sense.
Who wrote this?
Someone who probably has a journalist degree.
Or a user. Was this a user made?
I don't think it was. Let's okay. Look, Seth Abramson. We're calling you out, Seth. You're assistant professor of English at the University of New Hampshire and a co-editor, and has won Best American Experimental Writing.
He's experimenting with being wrong.
Yeah, fuck you, Seth. Unless you're gonna give us a job, then fuck off because we won't take it.
I don't want to work for HuffPost.
Skip.
You're right.
It's not as decorated as Huffington.
I'd rather work for Huffington Post.
Yeah, that's classy.
They know Tintin. Okay.
Do we want to go through all of these?
I don't know.
They're making me so angry.
That's
because it's
exactly my point to this is that they're so dumb. Like this guy has either never seen a Star Wars movie
There's
ever,
always going to be stuff like this.
or he's just hating for no reason, and he just wants to seem like I'm going to pick apart this movie because I'm smart and all this stuff, despite having no knowledge of anything else.
I feel like they're eventually get to the point where this guy is drinking tomatoes or eating tomato soup.
Drinking tomato soup.
Do you drink or eat soup? I don't remember.
You eat soup.
Okay, so he was eating a bowl of
drink
tomato
my
soup.
soup.
He's gonna be like, "How do they have tomato soup? Do they have tomatoes out there?" And I'm just like, "Fucking leave it alone. It's a
Yeah.
movie."
I do want that.
Tomato soup? Yeah, me
No,
too.
I want that 5-second done muffin that she had.
Oh, the little weird bread.
Yeah.
I don't want it. It looks gross.
It looked like a muffin, dude. It looked good.
It looked
I don't know for sure, but I think that was practical.
It was. I remember them saying it was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like
Probably
how
not edible, though.
in every single like sci-fi thing, food is like an instant thing. From like the Jetsons to like even in Cowboy Bebop, they're instant noodles or something where he pulls like a line out of it and the ramen is done in the cup.
Oh, this one's dumb.
That is a thing.
The reason
Space food.
check it, the reason Kylo Ren was instead slowly bleeding to death instead of dying by Rey was that miraculously a giant chasm opened up between them and separated them.
When the
What?
planet
Wait,
was
what?
falling apart.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What was the?
The reason he would probably like bleed out instead of being like killed by Rey and losing in the battle was that just right before it happens, the chasm opens up and separates them.
Wait, what's the plot hole here?
The chasm miraculously opening up before.
It's not
he died.
miraculously. The planet is falling apart.
Well, that and it's a metaphor. So, I mean,
What's the metaphor?
the chasm. It's a separation of where their paths are going. You know,
They were both teetering.
and it's showing that their story's not done yet. You know,
Like before, they weren't really aligned one way or the other, and this
Yeah.
is them dividing. One goes
Yes.
down one path, and one goes
and the
down
planet's
the other.
literally saying like, "This isn't over."
Yeah.
Where did
you know.
he get his English degree? Does he not catch any of this?
I have no idea. Apparently, he gets no cue. As I said, this guy has never seen a Star Wars movie. Also, too, Rey's first reaction is she's very like, and she runs. She wasn't going to kill him.
No, she wasn't gonna kill him.
That would have been like her giving into like the dark side a little more. Mm-hmm. And her first thought too is to run instead of trying to like still find a way to get to him. Whereas like he would have if he wasn't on the opposite end. And yeah, she was fighting defensively the whole time until
Until
a
the
little bit
end,
towards the end.
when she felt the force flew
Yeah.
through her, and then she got the upper
You know
hand.
what? I actually heard in the book that it's a little different. That when she's fighting him, you can hear Snoke's voice to her saying, "Kill him, give him the final strike."
I'm glad they didn't do that.
And yeah, the book came out afterwards, so it was just something for the book.
I don't know how I feel
was a-
about that
That was a deep grunt.
because that's kind of like
don't-
that's a callback to episode 3 when Palpatine, when Dooku gets killed by Anakin.
Yeah.
And Palpatine is telling him, "Do it,
Do it. Our favorite line of the show. Do it.
But
I shouldn't.
It's a call back to that, but it doesn't make sense in this part because Anakin was already teetering at that point, where Rey isn't really teetering towards the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a thing of characters who are suddenly very powerful with the Force. It's easy for them to rock one way or the other.
Yeah. But in this case,
I think it was more subtly done in this because she did kind of, thrash into him after she felt the Force. It could be interpreted as that's a little dark sidey because she was aggressive about it. But that's more subtle than hearing Snoke whisper
Do it.
from the
Do it. Strike him down.
With all of your hatred.
She's like, I'm not really that angry.
Hatred. I can feel your anger. I am defenseless.
all right.
Ultimate power.
Unlimited. It's unlimited.
Unlimited. Why do I keep wanting to say ultimate?
It works both ways. He is such a good villain, man.
He's like, just do it. Come on. Just hurry up. Just do it.
Yeah, what else they got?
Oh, man, it's dumb ones. Rey, who's never left her home planet since she was a child, can speak Wookiee.
Okay, no. Any sci-fi movie, they
Also,
all
she
speak
can
the
speak
same
to
language.
droids.
Huh?
Also, she can speak to droids.
Everybody in that show can speak to droids.
Yeah.
Except Finn.
Yeah, that's true. But he talks to BB-8, but I don't think he understands. BB-8 has to give him visual cues so that he knows
He says,
what
I
he's
don't
talking
speak
about.
that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Well, but
Finn's Imperial, so
speaking to
maybe
droids,
I don't know.
Speaking to droids is one
The
thing.
Imperial droids never talk.
Yeah, and they
never see them.
they just have little mouse droids that clean.
Wait, in
Aw.
4 through 6, can they speak to Chewie, or is it just Han?
It's just Han. No, doesn't Luke speak to Chewie?
Yeah.
And Leia does too.
Yeah. I figured she would know, especially
Skip.
too in Force Awakens.
Skip.
Like I said, dumb. It's easily believable that Poe survived the TIE fighter crash because also Finn did too.
Yeah, I agree. What's the point?
I'm not
Is that a plot hole?
That's not a plot hole. Yeah, no one seems to care about how they survived.
I thought he said Hal. I'm like, yeah, no one did care about Green Lantern.
That's
Speaking of another space
That's
franchise.
not at all where I went with Hal. Hal, I went through a completely different space thing. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Why is Hal always associated with space?
Space.
Why'd you say it like that? Why is Hal always associated with space?
Because I'm sick. Leave me alone.
It was
Jerry
space.
Seinfeld.
Spice.
What's the deal with space?
They don't even serve peanuts in space.
Anyway, what was that? The last one? I don't get it.
Airline.
It literally said it's easy to believe that.
It says, but
Is it sarcasm?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's sarcasm. Oh, it's so
If you-
easy to believe that
What if-
Poe survived because
Put some italics or something. You got an English degree.
So he's saying, going back to what he said about him being a janitor, he's like, oh, it's so easily believable that if a janitor survives, so can the pro-military guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any
Like,
sense.
yeah, he's saying like, when somebody says something with sarcasm, and you look at him and you're like, yeah, yeah.
It's basically he goes.
Well,
on-
the sky is blue.
he describes it as no one seems to like care how he survived, and he even says that Finn doesn't seem to care about the explanation of it or is surprised by it.
Why would
I'm
he
like,
care?
But he is surprised when he sees him.
But why would he care to ask? Like, how did you? No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They got other things to talk about.
They both survived. You figured he got it the same way, and they are surprised and they're happy when they see each other.
They're really happy when they see.
Yeah.
each other.
Ooh.
I imagine that conversation takes place later
Is that
on.
my jacket? Looks good on you. It's yours now.
buddy.
Oh, it just wraps around your curves so nicely.
Hey, bruh. What is it, bruh? I want to tell the world we're bros.
I love you, bro.
I forgot how that goes. I completely fucked it up.
Yeah. I'm skipping this one because it's really dumb. I'm skipping this one because it's dumb.
No, tell him. Go ahead.
I think the last one was dumb.
I don't even... Kylo Ren is the head of the Knights of Ren, but there are no other Knights of Ren in the movie. There's
it
no
just
description.
started-
That's all it
Okay,
just says.
are we done with this list?
It just started.
Are we done
off
with
as
this?
a
I'm
thing.
telling you, these are fucking retarded, and we're on like 12.
Is it not obvious that the Knights of Ren is a new thing that started up?
Exactly. Is this discredited the Huffpost for anyone?
Oh man,
Discredited wherever this guy got his English degree from.
Captain Phasma is supposed to be a big deal character in The Force Awakens, but she's not.
that's a fan problem.
That's not a plot hole.
That's a fan problem.
That's
That's not not anything.
This is the most he's wrote about any subject so far. It's just basically about how they hyped her up so much and then she's not in there.
I believe this whole article is sarcasm. I think we've gotten got.
Have we got because
I think
it
so.
just seems.
No, it's too dumb.
Yeah, Finn
Does
is
he
an
also have another article about the lack of physics used in the Looney Tunes? That seems like the kind of stuff that this guy writes.
I can't tell you. Finn is an ex-janitor who goes AWOL from a stormtrooper, numbering in the tens of thousands. Too much.
He's questioning why somebody doesn't like war.
I thought it was going in a different direction.
It says Han's son joins the First Order. And Luke's attempt to train new Jedis goes horribly wrong, and both men respond to these by going, "Let's abandon everything." And both men respond to these setbacks by abandoning the Resistance to be utterly slaughtered by the First Order. Luke chills on an island, and Han leaves.
Isn't that what Obi-Wan does, though?
No, Obi-Wan's hiding.
Well, but they're hiding because...
He's not abandoning. There's nothing left for him to abandon.
they already lost.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but
nothing
that's what I'm
left.
saying. Like, the Empire isn't completely gone when this happens. When the First Order comes out, they're not like, oh, shit, we need to fight the two of us versus this whole new Empire thing. They're like, shit.
Well, I think he's saying that, like, in the sense of, Luke's training Kylo, and then our new Jedis, and it goes wrong.
Wait, so
they get murdered.
A, that's not a plot hole.
And Luke decides he's going to leave.
B, that's describing the supposed flaws of these characters and the mistakes they may have made.
Yeah, and Han is the same way.
Storytelling.
His son, his son turns bad, so he leaves the Resistance.
I think we've gotten got.
It's got to be sarcasm. No, the more I think about it, it doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't think it's sarcasm. I think this guy just wants to bitch about stuff.
It says, why wasn't the Resistance able to access R2-D2's data archives at any point over the course of many years Luke was gone? How long has he been gone? Did they say?
No.
No?
It had to have been years.
That's what I'd guess.
Oh. Well, maybe as long as maybe Rey was on the planet.
Well, that's a good while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Or
I
either
feel like we covered that one.
either after that or at that time, something like that.
But that's one of those plot points that, upon first seeing it without talking about it again, you easily got past it because he was in his little dormant mode, and then he had just happened to wake up, and he has the rest of the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something that they didn't explain, which was
That is kind of a plot hole.
Which the explanation was that R2-D2 had access to empirical records.
Yeah.
From the original trilogy.
I can kind of see how that might be seen as a plot hole.
And then there's still enough time for them to reveal why R2-D2 was asleep.
Yeah.
Like if he was told to, programmed to for some reason or whatever. So, because 3PO said he's been asleep since Luke left. There's got to be a reason for that.
So he's
and then he magically has the map. Yeah.
Well, I was also going to say for that point is they're treating that like droids are just computers in this world, which they're not. They're kind of sentient in a way. But that's a completely different point.
I got why do Rey and Finn just stand by as Kylo murders Han? Why didn't they do something?
Skip. Don't even say anything.
Now,
Kramer's just getting mad. We should just watch the movie instead.
Can we just go watch the movie? I want to do that though.
Oh man, they're just not really good. The R2D2 one was the only one that could be like, okay, yeah, it could have been explained better. Why does Kylo just assign a single stormtrooper to guard Rey, the most valuable prisoner in the history of the First Order?
Because it's fucking James Bond. He had high hopes in him, and he failed. Yeah, but
He would have won if there was some kind of sink she could maybe he could drown her in.
oh my god, he didn't have his pistol on him.
How did the Rathars on Han's freighter get loose? This means we're done reading this article.
That was in the movie. That was in the movie.
Yep.
Finn and Rey like triggered that on accident, right?
Yep.
But
How do the Rathars immediately kill every human except Finn, who's randomly dragged off just long enough to be rescued? Kramer's walking out. He's given up. He's throwing off his
He's
headphones.
like, I thought we were done with this.
He's done. He's done with the
Can
episode.
you grab me a kolache?
I will.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Rogue One looks good.
Rogue One looks great. Rogue One looks great. So
I was talking to someone about how it's weird how we're gonna get excited for Star Wars every year around the same time.
every year, it's always gonna be a good
Because if they all
Christmas
come
gift.
out around Christmas time, then that means around March, April, May, they're going to be releasing material for it. And we're all going to be like, Star Wars again.
Yes.
You know, every year.
It's gonna be as soon as the Blu-ray comes out for whatever movie that year.
Oh my God, yeah.
We're gonna get the next trailer.
I was so surprised that they released the trailer to coincide with the Blu-ray DVD release instead of May the 4th.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about to redo it.
So
May
I'm
the
wondering
4th.
if they're going to have anything for May the 4th.
I was wondering, when are we going to get a Rogue One trailer? We're already kind of getting pretty far into the year.
Well, can I see the water?
Yeah, you can have a water. And so we're getting too far, and I was like, when are they going to do it? But they wouldn't want to take away from the Blu-ray release and all that marketing for that. So it would make, my thought was like, they're going to do it right after it gets released. And they do it literally like the day
a
after.
day after, yeah.
It's like, okay, it's been out, digital copy came out
And it
in a
didn't
week.
leak or anything, so that was totally their intention.
Exactly, yeah. So it came out, the digital copy came out, and then Blu-ray, and then the next day we got Rogue One. Like, that's pretty amazing.
But yeah, May the 4th.
Yeah.
May the 4th. What are we going to get?
So,
So May the 4th is not Star Wars
May the
Celebration.
4th be with you.
are we going to get anything? Did we get anything?
Wait, what's happening
that
on
day?
May 4th?
Well, May the 4th is just Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they doing anything for that?
Don't know yet.
And then Revenge of the 5th.
They have to be doing something for May 4th. They're not going to say anything, but I'm assuming on May 4th and May 5th, they're just going to come out with random shit. I would love if on May 4th they revealed something Jedi related, and then May 5th they revealed something Sith related.
That would be cool.
Oh.
Guys, get on that.
Oh, man. No, okay, I was wrong. The Star Wars Celebration is later on in the year. That's closer to fall,
Uh-huh.
I think.
And I mean, Comic-Con's coming up. You think they're just going to
Is
save
it closer
stuff
to
for that?
fall?
Star Wars Celebration?
Because we got teaser 2 for Force Awakens during Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
So that couldn't have been fall.
No.
Around the time fall, we were getting like the second trailer.
This was a teaser, right? It wasn't like a full trailer.
This was called a teaser. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the full trailer then for after Comic-Con, or we'll get the full trailer for Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, Star Wars Celebration's after Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Yes,
because at Comic-Con they didn't show a trailer; they showed a making of,
you're right.
behind the scenes, like featurette.
What is necessarily the difference between a teaser and a trailer? Is a teaser where it just shows really cool things but doesn't reveal any storyline, where the trailer
Pretty
kinda
much
hints at a storyline?
Yeah,
This teaser's just images.
I mean when we saw the Force Awakens teaser, there was a lot of stuff that you were just like, I don't know what's going to be about, but this is cool. And after they released the initial trailer, you're like, okay, I can kind of get like a storyline.
For trailers and for all the movies that are coming out recently about the things that we are interested in,
Yes.
especially for the purposes of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like if it's a movie you've never heard about, or even there's no storyline that anybody's associated with, or not associated with, but like familiar with.
Yes.
Trailers are important to give an idea of the storyline, but for like comic book movies, Star Wars movies, I think they should just stick to teasers. Trailers.
I think we should stick to teasers.
to watching them?
Yeah.
I can't.
We already gave up.
I can't do it. I have to watch every single thing.
Like, that's what I said about Batman versus Superman. But then they came out with another teaser, and I still watched it.
Yeah, BVS screwed me because I gave in. That was the only movie that I really gave in recently.
And their trailer ruined everything.
I'm not watching any more Civil War,
No, me neither.
and I probably want one more Rogue One trailer.
We need
Trailer,
at least,
but like,
they're probably going to do at least 2 more trailers.
I'm sure they'll do.
We still got a long time before December.
Next week.
But they
this week.
shouldn't. They should
Next
stick
week?
to just teasers at this point. Because everybody who's interested in Star Wars is going to go watch it anyway.
Well, but still, you got to get the people who are like, what is this about? It's going to be different. It's a prequel. It's a sidequel.
We get a Doctor Strange teaser or trailer in a couple of days.
Yes. I just read that last night.
The Batch.
Oh, man.
The Batch.
The Cumber.
Oh, okay.
The
cucumber.
of Batch.
Ben Cumberbatch. Ben the Cucumber.
The Benedict.
All right, guys.
The Benedict Arnold, the Cumberbatch.
The Benedict Batch Cumber.
The Benedict Batch Cumberbatch.
The Comedict
Of batching.
of Benedatch.
Good old Benny Dick Cumber. Cucumber.
We all keep fucking him up.
Cucumber Berry Hill.
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
Oh, Benny Hill.
I like good old Benny Dick.
Benny Dick.
It looks like a cucumber.
Ben comes.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Strange.
The doctor's looking for a little strange.
the strangest of doctors.
What are we doing?
He has
I don't know.
He has a PhD in oddities.
Kramer won't look away from me. Just stop.
Better you than me. Oh, God. He started at me.
I want to see the Doctor Strange.
He's like, I want to see the Cumberbatch.
I need to see it.
I've been wanting to see him in more stuff ever since I saw him doing Smaug. Smaug.
Man, he killed that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Acting on a mattress.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It just had like all those bees on his face, just crawling on the ground.
Yes.
It was so good.
That's pretty much how it went.
Although I'm assuming he's not doing that for Doctor Strange.
I heard he transferred all his money into gold and then slept on it to get in character for the role.
I don't know why I love that so much. I really wish
He's a method actor.
Yes.
He's very method.
That is method.
I love that so much. I don't know
Just
why.
imagine him going to the
wonder
bank
if-
and be
I-
like,
I wonder-
I would like gold coins for all of my money.
I wonder if when he transferred it back to money, it was not the same value.
Yeah, right?
He's like, fuck.
Actually, this is a little less, so.
This movie better pay out. But yeah,
He's broke. He's like, I used to be a dragon.
Doctor Strange is coming out. What else we got coming out?
Other than Civil War?
August 5th, I now know August 5th is Suicide Squad.
August?
August 5th.
Why did I think it was October? Oh, you know what? We didn't talk. Have y'all heard that they went back for reshoots?
Yeah.
I heard I heard two, one that they went
Wait, when did they go back for research?
Like now.
now. They're doing reshoots right now.
No.
Like
Yeah.
this week or something like that.
Because that means that they got the BVS feedback
Yeah.
and they're like, ah, shit, we're going to change stuff.
Yeah.
No.
That's already happening for like Justice League is what rumors are saying.
Because Justice League's about to start too.
Yes.
But I heard that it was to make the movie
See, I told
funnier.
you, man.
They said they were
We're
going to try to
fucked.
lighten the tone of Suicide Squad and make it more funnier.
There are rumors right now saying that WB and Zack Snyder are going to approach Justice League differently. Yeah, their vision's already getting skewed.
But
Who cares? The movie had problems. Who gives a shit? It was fun.
I think Kramer just giving up on life and movies at this point. It looks so sad.
I don't like that when it's made purely to please public opinion as opposed to... I mean, yeah, I had problems with the movie, but that was more coming from not understanding source material. And I kind of admire the fact that they tried to please people who knew 99% of the comics. And then there were people who were like, well, now you put in too many of the comics and it doesn't make sense. I'm like, well, yeah, they're going to change a little, but it's cool that they went in depth.
It's whatever. At least we're going to see the Justice League.
Do you think that's
cool.
too soon? Like too soon?
It's
going to be too soon.
It's too soon for reshoots.
Stupid bastards.
Okay, but like
Ratios don't react well to bullets.
reshoots,
Hold on. Catch breath.
are they too? You have to schedule something like that. Way
Oh,
in
do you think it's
advance.
too late in the game that they're doing that? Or-
No, do you think that's that? I don't believe that it's a
Oh.
response to Batman Superman.
Okay, you think it's a coincidence, much like the rated R thing was a coincidence after Deadpool?
Well, that one I don't believe.
I don't think that was
I don't
a
believe that one,
coincidence.
but
No, absolutely.
No, okay, that one might be a coincidence because that was way too soon after Deadpool for them to be like, oh, by the way, we have like an hour worth of footage that's rated R that we were going to take
The
out.
way that information was released was through the MPA listing,
oh, okay.
which goes public.
yeah, so-
WB didn't announce that.
And that takes a while to process anyway.
That means they finished filming, it got rated, and then they did their new cut, theatrical cut. So it was done last
Yeah.
year.
I feel like the reshoots are the same. It's too soon to be scheduling
That's
reshoots
yeah, it's
and
definitely very
actor
possible.
schedules. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of planning that would go into that.
You think
It
it's
could
more
just-
like,
it could
damn
just
it, Will
be-
Smith, you weren't supposed to shave this week.
I feel
It
like
could
they
just
were
be
like,
reshoots for the sake of reshoots.
maybe the lighting didn't turn out right. Maybe for whatever reason, reshoots happen in all movies. Like it's just a thing.
Because I haven't read anything of any executive saying
Yeah, and then
we're doing this because we're taking a look at it from a different approach or something like that. They're always strategic.
It's only been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
There's no way they do it. They have all the
Yeah.
prep work done for refilming all the scenes that they need to do in 2 weeks.
Well, and I really hope they don't do it before that because any issues that most people had with BVS wasn't so much the tone or the way the storyline or what the storyline was. I think it was more the editing and stuff like that. The way the storyline was put together for a movie.
Well, it was that, and there were a lot of problems about how dark it was.
Well, fuck them. I like the dark part. Like keep Marvel like the nice happy side, the fun, the quips. And keep the darker part of DC. That's how the comic books are anyway.
For the most part, yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like if they're saying, okay, maybe it shouldn't be as like clean up the editing and storyline, that's fine.
Suicide Squad is already a little bit lighter than BVS.
Oh yeah, you can get that from the trailer already. But
And the
I don't
fact
think
that
it's a response to Batman Superman, and I don't think it's to make it funnier, because that would be a response too. I think it's just like any other movie. Like Captain America did reshoots too. Every movie does reshoots. Sometimes things just don't work out and you need to redo them. So I think that's just huge coincidence. Personal opinion.
We will see.
Yeah, you don't have to give up on life yet, Kramer. Okay.
So that's August 5th, and then I think Doctor Strange is November
Oh, it's okay. So yeah,
or October.
Civil War, Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange, Rogue One.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, X-Men. Oh yeah, when's X-Men coming out?
End of May. Memorial Day.
Oh shit!
Oh, man,
Yeah, it's right after Civil War.
Oh fuck!
That's funny. I already got Civil War tickets.
Nah,
You know, we keep
not gonna
buying
do it.
tickets ahead of time. They don't ever seem to be sold out whenever we go.
I never chance it. I get perfect seats. That's the thing. The perfect seats go.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I can see that.
I just go on the weekend. Yeah, I guess it's the experience. The experience is cool, but other than that, anywho, that's all I
Other than
got. Yeah,
We are
Probably.
excited.
We are most excited.
definitely.
And I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
I'm Ryan.
Go check us out on Twitter at what is our Twitter handle?
At Commentators Pod.
Yeah, it's Commentators Pod because as we covered last time,
Don't. It's okay.
No.
We'll get them.
we'll get them.
We'll get them.
What?
Some asshole has fucking Commentators as their handle. And it fucking pisses me off. And we're on Facebook at Shooting Blanks Entertainment. We're on Instagram as Commentators. No, Shooting Blanks Entertainment.
Shooting blanks. Yeah,
Or on Snapchat at Shooting-Blanks.
yeah.
It's hard to keep up with this.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, follow us.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
The Bee Gees. Bye.
BVS. BVS.
Done with the podcast. Done with the podcast.
BVS. BVS. Suicide Squad. X-Men.